This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so yesterday what we have seen, we have created the purchase orders from purchase requisitions. We have done the goods receipt for them using the Fiori tile, which was goods receipt for purchase order. We have seen how to add multiple purchase requisitions to a purchase order, and then we also created one of the plan orders to the production order, and we have understood what all fields, what all tabs we have, and how we can do a change, like a production version change, if I have to use sunroof and without sunroof. So this was a pre-cap, and today we will go ahead with the execution of that particular production order. So I can go to MD04, or I can go to stock requirement list tile. You can just type that. All right, so we got stock requirement list. My product is Thar 2.0. Plant is already mentioned. Click on continue, and I have this particular production order. So right now this is in release mode, which I have done yesterday. I just want to bring it back to the created mode. Okay, and then we will continue with the new tiles that we don't have in SAP GUI. Okay, so I'll bring it back to the created mode. Go to master data, read PP master data, and click on continue and save. Okay, so the new tiles which I want to see is, I have manage order. So here I have managed production orders. Okay, I have managed process orders and managed planned orders. So I'll go in the managed production order. Now here you can see directly it is giving me that particular order, but it might not be the case with you guys. All right, so in Fiori we have area of responsibility that we need to first of all add to our user IDs. Okay, so if this app is the first time, then if you are accessing, it will give you a pop-up on the screen, and it will ask you to add in the area of responsibility. That you can also find. If it does not ask you, click on your user ID, click on app setting, and here you have to choose your production supervisor. So say for example, right now I'm using Sam, okay, under the plant 1710. So whatever orders, okay, are created by this production supervisor will be only visible to me. If I want to see something else which is not Sam, so where my supervisor is going in the Thar work scheduling view. So if you do not know what supervisor you have used, you can always go to, I'm using this particular screen as well. So if I go to MD04, put my Thar, double click, I can go from MM02 as well, 3 as well. So here you need to find out the supervisor which you have used under this plant. So this is the combination what Fiori tile is using. So I have used Sam and I have used 1710. Okay, if you are using, or if you have done a configuration which is not Sam, and you want to add, then you have to put 1710 because we are doing under 1710. Earlier I was using money or MAN. I have POW, I have SCL. So these all are created by me. Okay, but I can see this or I can click on multiple. Okay, so if you are accessing this style on your own, make sure the area of responsibility is selected so that you can see your product, else it will not show. Okay, so there are some filters as well. Here, if there is any issue with this order, you can select those filters, right? Here under the status, you have created, partially delivered. If you want to, if you still do not see any of your orders, you can click on all statuses. Maybe it is technically complete, maybe it is closed, deleted order. Okay. So based upon this part, you can see your orders. If you want to see a specific order and you would know the name, the number of the order, you can put it here and you can put a material as well. Okay. Now this thing is not available in my GUI. Okay, it is not available if I am using SAP GUI. Okay, this is only available in S/4HANA Fiori tiles. Now what else I can do? I can do manual activities, but SAP has given me the options over here to make my work easier or make users work a little bit easier. So I can release the order. I can go manually in the order I can release. I can go manually in the order and I can edit, right? And I can go manually in the order and I can change the dates and the quantities also. But now if I want to release directly from here, I can select my order because this is now in CRTD mode. You can see created. I can click on release. So now the order is released. Okay, here you can see without going in the order, I have clicked on released. It released my order. Now there is one more point over here. What if you have missing parts list? What is missing part list? My raw materials are not available in the enough quantity, right? And you have selected the availability check. That means the user will decide if you want to release even if you have less stock, right? That configuration we have seen in availability check. Now, if you have used that configuration 02 in your material master, then if you click on release, you will get one warning or an error on the screen, and it will say, if you go in the detail of that screen, it will ask you that it is having missing part list. Do you want to still go ahead and release it? Then that option is available for us. Okay, now what else I can do from this particular screen? I can click here. I can click on change dates and quantities if I want. Okay, I can increase my quantities. I can change my backward scheduling to forward scheduling or a current date and so on. But I don't want to do that. Now I want to go inside the order and see. So I have to click on this small arrow. Okay, so it takes me inside and I can see multiple information. So I can see my components. I can see the coverage that, okay, these are available in enough quantities or not. I can see my operations, which we do manually by going in the operations manually in the material, right? Those things we do. And if you have done any confirmations, it will be also visible here. If you have any in-process inspection lot when you release, then also it is visible here. Okay. So once I'm proceeding towards my execution, the very first step is to release the order. Okay. Next step is, if you are using the backflush, you can directly go and start confirming the operations. So I have 3 operations. I can start confirming them. Okay. There was one more tile which I wanted to show you. Sorry, it was not manage, it was monitor. That's why it is not coming. Okay, so I have monitor production orders, and I can go back to my manage production order. Why it is doing that? I can't see the tabs. Okay, fine. So I have this monitor production orders. Okay, it is showing me in the descending order. Sorry, ascending order. That means 2017 first. Let me see. I can put it in descending order. Here I have my Dhar. Okay.
Harsh, which is this transaction like manage production order?
We don't have transactions. That's what I'm saying. It's only available in Fioris.
Okay. So in here, what we are doing exactly?
So here we can see the order statuses, okay, or the order progress. So here you have something called as milestone. So this is monitoring of your order. Okay, if an end user wants to see when did you release the order, when did you start your order, when did you finish your order, and when did you do a goods receipt. Okay, here you can also see the utilization of your work centers. All right. And if you go to the components, you can see the components and the quantity, and you can click here and you can do a MRP run also, provided the planning file entry is available. Like me, that means if there is any change in the quantities from the backend, if my production order is updated to a newer quantity, then this quantities will be less, right? Then system can plan an MRP run over here, and it can give you proposals from this particular screen. Here you can go to manage components, and you can see the components as well, and then you can see the purchase requisitions which are created. So it is going directly in my MD04 screen in one screen itself. I can click on the materials and I can see details of my components also. Okay, I can create an order also if I want. I can create an order for my raw material, provided I have my source and source of supply, which is nothing but my purchase info record. That means what vendor is providing me what. I do not have option of entering the vendors here. Okay, so yeah, from here if you also notice this particular screen name, when we are selecting multiple options, and then automatically it is changing toward different tiles internally. That means it is doing a transition from monitor production order. It is taking me to manage internal requirements, which is dedicated tile. Okay, but it has a navigation which is having internally assigned to each other. If I go back one step, okay, it will be again manage orders, which is one tile itself. So these things are not available in my GUI. Might be available individually, but not in the graphical view. Okay. So this is only for the monitoring purpose. But if I want to manage, that means I want to go ahead with my production activity. I have to be in my manage production order app. Go down. select this operation, and then where it is, yeah. So I have to actually go inside the operation by clicking here. Okay, and then I have option of confirm operation, which is a manual activity in CO11N. Okay, if I go to my CO11N, I can enter my order, I can enter my operation, right? And if I click here confirm operation, it is redirecting me to the same screen. Enter time ticket for production and enter time ticket for production. Okay, so now users are having the option of clicking on confirm. They don't have to actually jump screens to screens. From one screen automatically Fiori tiles can take you to another screens. Everyone is following or having issues?
Yes.
Right, so this is what Fiori is. They have internal navigations. Okay, and also this all depends upon your access. Okay, say for example you do not have access to look into the materials purchase requisitions and all. That was manage internal requirements. Then when you try to navigate, it will throw you an error that you are not authorized. Okay, so provided you have all the access in demo system, yes you do have, but in your real system, in your real world, you may not have it.
Can you go back to this thing, confirmation screen where we were getting that option?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so you are under the install engine and churches right now.
Mm-hmm. So we have to do it one by one here, is it? Because we are showing here this thing operation 10 like that.
Correct, correct. So you have two options. Either you can do it at the order level, which is
Mm-hmm.
or you can do CO11N. That is available in your SAP GUI as well. Right.
Right, right.
So you have CO 0 CO15. I think I entered wrong. So here you have give the order number, and it will not ask you for the operations. Okay. Some people or some projects will be following this, and most of the projects will be following one by one. Okay, so here I can click on confirm operation. So with this operation, what is happening? Churches and engine, because this operation says install engine and churches, right? So churches and engine are getting backflushed. So this particular operation is having these two components assigned in the allocation. If you remember, we did that.
Here where we can see the material availability check in the screen.
Material availability check is your background process, right? When we are opening the order, then we can click on the material availability check. But if you want to see it here, again I have to go back. Check material is there. I have to come from my operation as well. Here you have check components.
Okay.
Right now it is not giving you any error. That means it is fine.
Okay. And capacity availability also.
Capacity I need to see.